Fire signs, let's look at what 2026 has in store for you. We're going to be looking at 3 topics. We're going to look at money and career. We are going to look at relationships, and we're going to look at spiritual journeys. So let's see what the universe wants to tell you about your finances and career for the year ahead. Well, there seems to be a big shift coming for you in one way or another, moving you forward at quite high speed into new circumstances. Now, this may actually be an ending, so it might not feel that great to start with, but there is definite shifts. So if you want a change in your financial circumstances or in your career, then there is one that seems to be coming in for you. There may even be an overseas component to this because we've got Venus, which is the planet of money, but also fun and art. That is in the 9th house of overseas interests. It can also be higher learning. So Venus might attract some opportunities to you to really add to your knowledge in your specialist career, but there could be overseas money coming in too, or traveling overseas for work could be part of it, because a Chariot is a traveler as well, so that is kind of indicated there twice. But it can also be really positive influence on your long-term views of your career and of your finances. So we have here the white rabbit, the spark of curiosity. And this is sort of waking up in a whole new world financially, like down the rabbit hole. So that is another indication that things might change quite a bit. I hope you're not alarmed by this. It doesn't feel alarming to me. There is the sense of adventure here, and you have the biker, the lone wolf, going it alone, doing your own thing. So there is a real sense of freedom here. In fact, all of these cards seem to show something that will shift you, travel or movement into a new area of finances and career that is going to give you a lot more freedom and autonomy. And you do seem like you are coming from a robust place with the fortress. You have the grounding that you need to prosper. There is a sense of you have your fortifications, you have your strength here. So that does seem to augur well, as they say. But let's grab a few more cards just to round out money, finances. Yeah, there is a big change forecast for you in your finances and career with the Death card there. Now, that's nothing to be scared of. That is the ending of an old chapter in your life. That it's done its time. And, we saw that right at the very beginning, walking away from things that may have brought you joy once, but now are no longer fulfilling. And there we have you really looking for balance, maybe juggling a whole lot of stuff in terms of your financial stability, your money. You might have a lot of projects on the go at once. So there is the need there to really keep things, you might be juggling, you might have a lot of balls in the air. You might have a choice to make here, really weighing up some decisions about your best course of action here. Now, there is a really strong message in terms of spiritual advice that you may be really fearful of this change, or even just slightly fearful of this change. You might not be feeling as though you can back yourself as you move into this new territory, but the universe really wants you to have confidence here. It's reminding you how strong you are, how much of a firm grounding you have in your career. You have the true grit that you need to do this, and not only that, but you are good enough. So it's time to really back yourself and face your fear. And there is this need here to lean away from hesitancy, lean away from rejecting fresh starts. So this is, you really want to embrace the Ace of Wands here for this fresh energy. Lean away from rejecting it. Lean away from false starts, lack of energy, lack of direction, creative blocks. It sort of feels like the fears could take over here. So don't allow that. You are a fire sign. You've got this. But do lean towards the moon. things that are hidden. So there might be a lot to discover, look beneath the surface, but I like to see this also as looking into your own subconscious drives and where you hold fear that may be running an underground or background program in your life that stops you from really taking the initiative and seizing the day and backing yourself. So face your fears, bring them out into the light, move towards them so you can deal with them. That seems to be a really strong piece of guidance for you for this. And there might be a lot of communication that you'll be doing in this new chapter of your finances and career. So telepathy, you may get some intuitive nudges. Transmission, perception, communication. I was really drawn to the communication. It might really feel that you are promoting yourself a lot this year financially. I would also read the fine print in any contracts, but there seems to be a lot of communication involved in this new change. Let's get one more. Oh, I'm drawn to this deck. I don't know why. This isn't a financial deck, a career deck, but let's see what wants to come out of here. Well, you might have to really get your competitive spirit up. You may have a rival, so someone that you are competing against for this work, or is the rival inside your own mind? Is there some really big issue here where you hold yourself back and it's time to vanquish that self-limiting belief once and for all? Let's see, what does this mean? Yeah, so there is this, it does seem internal, this poverty mindset, this lack, this fear of losing out financially might be the rival that you actually have to overcome. So this is it's going to be a mind game, but you've got the wish come true coming out, the 9 of Cups, and that is so much happiness and joy. It's like the better than you can possibly imagine, really. So face your fears in terms of your stability and your finances for 2026. That seems to be the message here, because there is a big change afoot. There's lots of progress, and it can be a dream come true, a wish come true, if you back yourself in this. All right, let's take a quick look at love and relationships for you for 2026. Now, of course, this can be family relationships. It could even be colleagues, just people you spend a lot of time with. It doesn't have to be love and partnership. So take it as it resonates for you. But let's see what the overall theme is for you for this year. Well, this is strange because this card came out for you again for the year ahead. I shuffled, I went to the deck afresh, and this card came out as well, Venus in the 9th house. So again, this is international travel. It's broadening your horizons, and it is higher learning. Even spirituality falls under the 9th house, and Venus is there, like last time. So that is a really big theme. You might find your relationships are all tied up with whatever it is that's happening in your work and prosperity account, in your work and prosperity realm. And also there might be love to be found overseas, or a revitalization of your relationship by traveling overseas. Venus, there's a lot of good times, food, happy occasions to do with travel and education and that sort of thing. Taking a long view of your life, so things might really feel you might have a very optimistic view of the future. Now, there seems to be a lot of peace here, and maybe if you've had a bit of a hard time recently, there is this sort of calm, and it can be very healing energy. So that might resonate for some of you. There seems to be a lot of freedom this year too. And again, I have to say there might be some travel, movement from one area to another, or just a few more adventures in your relationships. And so there is a lot of enjoyment here, and a lot of, free will. It really does tie in nicely with this 9th house flirtation card with Venus there. There's also connecting with nature might be a big thing. You might find a lot of rejuvenation by going on hikes, by getting out into the great outdoors, by exploring. There's a little element here of self-reliance, and that could have you feeling a little bit cut off as well. This sort of recuperation, peace and quiet card. You might be, in some instances, withdrawing into nature to just kind of regather. But yeah, it just could be as a couple, or there might be some nice family times in nature. Now seems to be balance coming in for you, or maybe a decision to make, weighing up some options here with justice. But it does feel like things coming into alignment for you, especially if they've been out of balance. There is this fresh start energy here. So that should make you feel very happy. Whatever that your relationship circumstances are currently, there is new energy, new life, and a lot more freedom coming in the best possible way. It doesn't have to be separation, it can be freedom together. But there's also this fresh start. I wanted to clarify King of Cups, because this is masculine water sign energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but just very loving masculine energy. And so there seems to be something new coming in to revitalize your relationships that is going to be very loving, but also very stable. So this could be a new era of stability in love and in emotional connections coming in. Something that is a lot more permanent. It's the beginnings of a lot more stability in this realm. So the energy for you to lean away from is chaos and destruction. Sudden upheaval, throwing everything away. That's not what you want to be doing this year in terms of your relationships of all sorts. Chaos, radical shifts, destruction of old foundations. So lean away from this impulse, if you feel it, to chuck everything out. You want to move towards collaboration and building something together. So this is very much finding someone who's on the same page as you, who has equivalent skills and talents. This is both parties contributing equally. So I'm drawn back to the Justice card here to balance things out and build this new kind of situation or a revitalization of your current situation together, with each party pulling their weight. Now, it may involve being a lot more honest about who you are, what your needs are, speaking up. Take off the mask and ask your partner, if you have one, to take their mask off as well. But in general, just increased honesty is only going to help you. And we've got the Courage card out. And I can't help but see that family is one of the keywords here. Strength, fierceness, family. So there might be some kind of strength energy that you are being encouraged to draw on, maybe to get through some hard times, maybe to repair and regather, just to get your current emotional connections back onto stronger footing and more equal footing. So you might need to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. But look at this, luck is on your side. That is a new moon in Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius rules this 9th house of travel. It's broad horizons. So that's why this is focus on the big picture. Luck is on your side, focus on the big picture. There is, this is what the card I was meaning for that one, focus on the big picture. This is all very long range planning. So if you've got a little speed bump this year, a little wobble in one of your relationships, or maybe all of them, try and take a longer term view, and rather than chuck everything away, build on what you can, build on what you've got. Try and bring balance back to the situation. So focus on the big picture. Is very much 9th house issues there, and very much Sagittarius, and that is lucky. So there is new moon there, that is the fresh start. So anything that you can do to freshen up your relationships and bring them into equality, if you like, that is going to be your best source of happiness in relationships this month. Look at the final card, the Lovers. So that is a union of equals. So that is ahead for you this year. And you know, if you are single and it's about your own emotional equilibrium, then you will find this equilibrium within yourself. So the masculine and feminine parts of you will reach balance, and that is going to set you up for the long term in a much more stable way. All right, fire signs, finally, let us take a look at your spiritual journeys this year, your spiritual developments, your cosmic pep talk, if you like. So fire signs, your cosmic pep talk for 2026. seems to be in the realm of you receiving love. Now, whatever work you need to do on yourself to not only receive love, but sit confidently in your ability to give and receive love. That seems to be a bit of the journey ahead for you this year. Now, you are being shown here as the high priestess, and that is following your intuition here. So there might be a lot of inner work that you feel called to do this year. It might be a bit of a journey for you to focus on receiving of not just love, but receiving of all kinds, especially if you're an overgiver, if you're too empathetic, if you are always about predicting other people's needs and being alert to what they want. It's time to turn that on yourself. What do I need? What do I want? And it's very much about really the deeper meaning of life. So Saturn in your 8th house is challenging you in the realm of shared resources in relationships, lump sums of money like investments, taxes, and it's the mysteries of life. So you might feel quite, you might have some quite serious kind of inner journeys this year about the big deals of life, and also big transformation. So you might find this a very transformative year. It's going to be a very stabilizing one, with the 4th house indicated there with Mercury. Look, intuition is the key word there again. So this is intuition as well. And I think Queen of Cups feels very intuitive to me because it is water sign empathy type energy. But Mercury in the 4th house is very communicative regarding your sense of stability, your home and family, your roots, your ancestry. And of course, that can be the root cause of any kind of issues that stem from childhood, shall we say. So there might be a bit of counselling or therapy that could benefit you this year, or at the very least, contemplation. Why can't I pick this card up? Contemplation, quietly, internally, about what it is that's going on within you. So the energy to lean away from, which is interesting, is the Hierophant. This is the Pope. So it's really putting too much weight on the done thing, on what everyone else is doing, on the official thing. This is the opposite to the High Priestess. It's the counterpart. So this is the priest that tells everyone what to do, but this is the spiritual teacher who downloads all the learnings, doesn't spout about them, but just digests them. I think the thing is that she tells him eventually all of her learnings, and he is the one that gets all the credit by standing in the pulpit and telling people what to do. So if you have some authority figure in your life trying to tell you what to do, trying to give you advice, then that is energy to lean away from. And likewise, if you think the old-fashioned way needs to be adhered to, that's not correct either. If the done thing is to be follow life's milestones and you sort of feel like you are left out, you've missed the boat in some way, that's not true at all. This is your year of chucking out other people's expectations, whatever the done thing is, and following your own lead here, rewriting the rules. So this is, again, a lot more freedom. So Hierophant, you might even change your belief systems, anything that's outdated there in terms of your beliefs. It's time to let go of them and look at where past beliefs, especially stemming from childhood, have been holding you back. So lean towards Page of Pentacles. This is energy that is coming in to offer you a firm foundation. So there is some opportunity this year to really get yourself on firmer footing. Manifestation, becoming more grounded, ambitions. There just is a sense of knowing yourself a bit more thoroughly and setting yourself up on a firmer foundation. And it seems to be about fighting the fears that lurk in your subconscious. This shark that is infesting your brain, it's imaginary. So you've got to take the harpoon to the shark fears of your brain, the illusion, this is saying. So don't fall prey as best you can to whatever program is running in the back of your mind. Don't let your past hold you back, especially things from childhood, or especially doing things the way they used to be done. There is abundance, wealth, plenty, fortune ahead for you. And remember, this is spiritual growth, but when you feel abundant, you're just filled with joy, and it has a ripple effect, not only on the people around you, but sort of on your own timeline. So the more you can sort of feel your way into inhabiting a spirit of joy and abundance, the better your life will be. And I do have a free 33-day email course about joy. Just sign up on my website. There are no tricks. It is completely free, and you can opt out of the email system at the end of 33 days. In fact, I don't even email people, so you're quite safe. But yeah, anything you can do to be in the spirit of joy and abundance is going to help you. Look at this. Walking away from things that are spiritually or emotionally holding you back is going to lead to joy and celebration. This is this card kind of coming out in the tarot as well as the oracle. This is fun, it's joy, it's celebration. So, you know, you're really going to lighten up this year. So step into that energy. And not only that, you're going to become so grounded as a result with the King of Pentacles there. You're going to be sitting on your throne, you're going to be actioning your own, executing the things you want to do in life, in your spiritual growth. This is just so much power, prosperity, abundance again, and stability. So this feels like a really big leap for you. And all you really need to do is to go inwards, pay attention that little extra bit to the childhood programming or any other received wisdom that no longer works for you, that is sort of driving you subconsciously, that you don't need to pay attention to. Stop letting the past hold you back and really get into this abundance and stability that lies ahead for you. So I hope that helps, my darlings. That is a quick overview for 2026. If you would like your own personal reading, go to my website. But meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love and joy for 2026 and beyond.